What you think about when you're born into a fire. Let 'em burn it out. Sell 'em to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. Brains are bigger than the doubt.
Thank you all again for joining us on a marvelous Tuesday. We're here for session 9 of our Defenders of the Flame. And, well, I don't think we have any different weird announcements to announce except for we can all adore Abra, who's just going to purr at me and sit on me. And that's just going to be what's going to happen for most of the session, I guess.
You can even hear him.
So, Asker, if you wouldn't mind starting us off as Abra takes center stage.
Oh, sure. There's nothing better than reading a story to Abra. So, we're off to paradise. Asker starts this section of the book off with, in a boat that definitely does not fly by any means. We make our way towards paradise. Shirku woke up and wrote a note for the first time. So Asger's very proud of herself for slowly, rubbing off on Shirku by proximity. Shastrava made a song about all of us, which is also super duper cool. Asger's super looking forward to getting back to home eventually to tell Gwen all about it. Her love interest, the captain, was playing hard to get, and we'll get back to that storyline in a moment. Asger successfully broke into Kai's room to look at all the fancy books, while all of us did work around the not flying boat, and made a pretty good impression. Asger continued to attempt to seduce the captain, which went nowhere, which is to be expected for the low-level charisma paladin, which led to a really wonderful conversation of the captain letting Asger down as sweetly as possible. And then, while that was kind of going on, we also had our recycle wizard making friends with Kai, who also knows his master, which is a whole can of worms, it sounds like, in itself. So we're all curious to see what happens with that. Speaking of the recycle wizard, Asger learned how his book learns new knowledge, and is never stepping foot into a magical bookstore ever again, as that she is now convinced that all magical books eat other books to learn knowledge. This was knowledge she never had before in the castle, and has now come to a very rude awakening on the fact that that is what magical books do, and is now terrified of the recycle wizard and his evil book-eating book. Mila taught a few of us some of the rules of her Paradise Island. We need to obey the goddess. The strongest people make the rules. It's all about the rules of survival, and not to eat blackberries. She then also taught us some stuff about some monsters, which we quickly didn't listen to when we eventually got to the island after riding there on a small rowboat, and tried to follow the tiny monster we befriended into all of its other friends. But Mila, thankfully, is there to keep us safe. Also, Mila got to sort of introduce us to a bird thing, which was like Asger's whole dream. As soon as she found out there are people who ride giant birds at this place, and they're like the knights of the place. Well, when they got there, they got to meet one right away, which was amazing. And Asger was super curious about their bird-like monster language thing. But as we were trekking through the woods, we met this friend, and I will let Rin take over the scary, scary map monster thing we have.
Oh, this friend is going to be an enjoyable one.
help us.
It'll be fine. I have faith in y'all. It's only.
It's one of us.
I was gonna say,
Oh,
I have faith
Pass
in
it.
my abilities up until it's something that large.
That's the 1 by 20 large creature.
it's not 20 by 20, is it?
Yeah,
It is. Yeah, it is gargantuan.
I guess you do.
So, yeah. Things happen. Yeah, all of you could fit in its stomach. Perfect. Perfect, right?
Because huge is 15 by 15, I'm pretty sure now.
Yeah,
And then you go.
that'd be gargantuan.
Yeah, that's gargantuan.
As you guys went through walking throughout the heat, which most of you are not used to the level of humidity and heat that you've been trekking through.
I feel lovely.
It's true.
Just tell you have some undead packed away so we can use them as bait.
You guys came across a nice little lake where as you started to take the outskirts of it, you saw a dark shadow underneath it. And as the shadow watched you back, it rose and you were confronted with the, well, enormous visage of a Spinosaurus. I'll repeat again that you do see that there are some markings on its right side of the eye, like some sort of tribal insignia. But that side of the eye also has been scratched and is now fully shut.
On its left side.
Right side.
Oh, right side.
And well, there's where we're gonna start. If y'all wouldn't mind rolling initiative, as of the moment, nothing's been done to stop that.
I really want to take out the other eye now.
You all I may have needed to hit another button.
Oh. This is going to hurt. Give me initiative.
Why is Cypher on there twice?
I forgot
He's
the...
just there, awesome.
I need to click on that. There we go. I had a 20 originally, but...
It's okay, I had a 4 originally, and then I had a 4, or then I had a 3, so I feel you.
So let's see. Asker's at a 15. Mila's at a 17. Cypher, have you rolled yet? Yeah, you're at a 20. Okay. Delete. And so Strava's at a 6. 6 or 7, I don't think it really changes anything. Okay. 2, 3. Who am I seeing a double of? Shirku.
Yeah, that's me. The first roll was a 20.
There we go.
I didn't click on the token earlier, so the second one was the token.
Okay. And for you, initiative. There we are.
Oh,
Perfect.
I see.
At least we got one out now.
Mm-hmm.
It's one less for him to do later.
Uh-huh. Except for that was rolling with that. Normally my attacks I roll with these. Okay. Why is it showing me that? Okay.
You know how it feels when you, like, hang out in, like, a rather small pool, but you still enjoy it? I feel like that is what this wonderful dinosaur is getting from this pool.
It's a pretty big pool. I mean, it was fully submerged before.
Or maybe it's pretty deep.
Mm-hmm.
It has, like, a nice diving end, you know? It's always good to have your standing part of the pool and then your, like,
worth my time.
Maybe. Well, it has noticed you all. Cypher, you're on initiative. What are you doing?
Sorry.
I'm thinking. Does it look hungry?
Yes. Or at least hungry, angry. Make an insight check.
Roll that sweet insight
It's
check
angry.
on a new species.
Angry! Let's go.
What does the necromancer know about hunger?
13.
Not too
Okay.
much. I've lived a comfortable life.
I mean, 13's not bad. It's not. You haven't really experienced. You've never really been an animal person. Something about books drew more of your attention, and the dead don't really eat, so you haven't done too much studying. But you do hear a loud as the belly rumbles a little bit.
I'm gonna look at Mila and go, how concerning is this?
Unlike when it emerged from the water, you see like Mila start to scrabble, see you guys, and now she's come back and she's sort of doing the cat thing, like sort of like spined up, turned sideways.
Concern. I'm trying to figure out if this would be a wise creature or not. Because if it's
What
not
do you know
wise,
about dinosaurs?
not a lot.
Guess there's only experimentation to find out.
I think the key word is, what does Cypher know about dinosaurs?
Not a lot.
That's true.
Let me see how
And it's
far.
tragic that not everyone was dinosaur kids when they were younger.
So that's 45 feet, so I can do this. I am going to. Well, I have a friend who might be able to help us. I'm gonna point right in front of the dinosaur, and a incorporeal, shabby-looking guy's gonna pop up, kind of cringy-looking. Clothes are all in tatters. Kind of gotta look over to Cypher and give him a little salute. This is Phil. He is my ghost.
Okay. I gave you access to those,
I
right?
just remembered.
Yep. I believe you should be. There you go. So use
So,
some. Oh.
I think he shares a turn with me. I don't know if he can attack right now or not.
I'm not sure on that one.
I think Grin's running. The Spinosaurus is going after you, or
Oh, he's talking about the.
Oh,
I'm assuming he was talking about his ghost, right?
Yes.
oh.
'Cause it doesn't say where it falls in the turn order.
It would be in your turn. Do you have to use your actions to do anything with it, or
No,
it
I can tell it what to do, but it will just attack on its own.
it falls with your initiative? So it has an action.
It's going to slap the T-Rex.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm reading what. So let's see here. Let's roll, see if it hits. I think let me see if I can just do it from here.
I've never wanted something to hit more.
All right, so that's a 20 because it's my spell attack bonus, so it's a 20 to hit.
That'll hit.
It's going to take 1d8 +3 plus the spell's level, so +6. It's a 3rd level spell.
Okay. Roll that damage.
So it takes 8. And now it must succeed a wisdom saving throw or is frightened of my ghost and will try to run away.
Being that thing with frightened would be hilarious.
You can do it, Phil.
Let's see. That's going to be a 3.
It's scared of the spooky boy.
It is not scared of the spooky boy.
Oh no.
Community.
Legendary
no.
resistance.
Oh no.
I tried, guys. That's it.
Phil did a really good job.
So it appears, slaps it in the face, and for a second it looks like it's about to be afraid, and then it goes, and we'll deal with
If it matters, it was necrotic damage.
it does not.
I think you made it angry.
Does a 20 hit Phil?
He's got an armor class of 14.
It's an impressive amount of D12s.
32 points of damage.
I'm not gonna lie, he is still alive.
Then he gets to make a, or no, he is grappled. As the Spinosaurus, is he immune to grappling?
No, but if he...
I'm
Let's see.
like, it's a ghost. I'm like,
If
would it?
If it ends its turn in someone's square, they take 1d10 force damage.
Technically not in his square.
Okay, it was worth a shot.
But you can roll that damage. Well, it's not the end of its turn anyway. I'm shocked that it's not immune to grappling. Eh,
No, it's not.
It's it's the thing that hit it. It's not done with it. I was like thinking of it being done with it, and I'm like, nah.
Pull it under.
It
Drown.
it goes deep under the water with it, and then it just starts ripping and tearing at the parts of its body that are visible. 26 to hit.
Oh yeah, Phil's dead. He has 2 HP left.
Okay.
Was an impressive.
Cypher's just gonna look at the group. Phil was a terrible soldier in life. He's not that great with unlight.
And it comes up to Mila's turn.
Oh,
and
not
she's
yet.
just click.
You
There's
what?
a short-lived story in the notes.
You all watch as after it finishes ripping and shredding into it, and it's gone, and this hunger isn't there. It didn't get satiated. It pops out of the water and roars its head. And I need all of you to please make a wisdom saving throw.
What?
Oh no.
14.
Wisdom.
Oh. Oh.
Ooh. I'm surprised.
Okay.
I did not do well. I am not a wise man.
You didn't do a nat one though.
Oh, is that
For-
with disadvantage or?
No, it was just a straight roll. You all, besides Shirku and Mila, are frightened for a minute, or until the end. You get to repeat your saving throw at the end of each of your turns. Yeah. So you all know what the frightened condition does, I believe, right? It means you cannot move any closer to it, and you also have disadvantage on attack rolls against it.
Fortunate.
Mhm. And yeah, to Mila's turn, she goes by here and kind of like tries to drag the more frightened of you by a scruff of the neck as you go. And stick together and get past me, and she'll move her 30 feet, which I believe was right there. And the Spinosaurus is back above the water, right?
Yep.
And so Mila will throw out an unsettling usage of her own, roaring back a challenge. And be wild shaping.
What are you wild shaping into?
Let me double check. I want to have something with some HP. Yeah,
Like,
I'll go
Ghost gave
for
us
a giant
bird.
spider,
Hmm.
which I think is supposed to be large size.
I think it
Yeah,
is too.
That's large. Too bad you can't. Too bad you can't turn yourself into a Spinosaurus. That beats you in battle.
That'll be a couple of levels away. That would be at least level 33.
So yeah, with a swirling maw of sharp fangs and teeth, Mila screeches back at the Spinosaurus.
You see that you start to unsettle it, and then it just.
You know, sort of a taunting, whatever challenge sort of thing. And hopefully the rest of the party takes her advice in getting behind her. You will see. Pass.
Ask her.
Asgard is going to come over here, attempt to hide.
Pushes the Asker farther. Ooh, nice.
Nice. Ask her is hidden.
Further back into the woods.
Finds a convenient little diggy hole.
Very nice. Very nice. Nat 20.
Going, breaking away with vision off of the tree, and then just running while the tree is behind her, so they can't see where she went. She's going.
Zastrava?
Strava is also going to follow Asker. And just, what's my speed? Let's see. 30. So, boop, boop, doop, 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 doop. And, am I allowed to, as long as I'm, like, running away, am I still allowed to, like, use my other actions or anything?
Yeah. You can, if you're.
Depends on if you do like a move action and then use your standard action to move again.
Yep.
In which case you still have a bonus action. Or if you just move action, action, bonus action.
Yes, that makes sense. So I am going to, as I go past, it looks like Shirku and wow, I'm just blanking on everybody's name tonight. And our Dragonborn
Cypher?
actually they didn't look too scared, like they were standing their ground.
Everyone except for Mila and Shirku, are tails behind their legs, basically, about this.
Which is very
Okay.
flavorful.
Yeah, that's fair. And Mila is the giant spider.
Spider
Yep.
right here.
Okay, I just
Yeah,
wanted to
you
make
saw
sure.
her
I was like,
change.
I'm pretty sure that's what I heard, but I was like, well, all right. So as I go past, I'm gonna like have like flat Shirku on the shoulder as I gone past, and then like also touched Mila as I went past. So I will cast enhance ability on them and give Shirku.
What does this give me?
Let's see, I will grant Shirku Bear's Endurance, so he's going to have advantage on Constitution and gain 2d6 temporary hit points.
Ooh.
And I will give Mila Cat's Grace, so you'll have advantage on your next dex check, and you won't take damage from falling for 20 feet or less. So grabs you in your mouth, you'll be okay. Now, goodbye.
2v6. Alright.
Shirku, what are you doing?
Well, Mila's told us to run behind her and go running for it, so...
Are you going running for it?
What I'm going to do is... Let me check the... This is going... This is big. Enough. So what I can do is... I need to move this. I can... Looks like I can get up to there. Let's see. I can spawn it. Spawn in these things. It's been a while, sorry.
You're fine.
15 feet. So I can spawn one here. Hi there. Cool. So, I'm going to move up to here then and try to get into the cover of bush, and at the same time use a echo to make it look like I just went around the spider and make it look like I'm about to fight the
Spino.
Spino. It's blind on its right side, so which means I can try and trick it that way, or at least attempt to.
Yeah. I believe you can. You're able to bring out your echoes, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think. But yeah, I don't see anything for that.
Take off some of the roll 20 dust here.
Yeah.
It
Also, you can
happens.
click on your token, press E, and like scroll wheel, and you can spin your character token around. It's fun.
Have you found your echo yet or not? 'Cause if not,
I can make
there
a
it
copy
is.
of Shirku, but
There's your echo.
I can make a copy of
I think he
Shirku.
was going like right here.
Yeah, right here. That's 20 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Or sorry, 15. And
Okay.
then from there, since I can move the echo, and I can put him right here and just make him look. And since he did a roar at me, I'm gonna have the echo roar back in form of challenge.
Nice. Very, very nice. Okay. Shirku, anything else from you?
I can't think of anything. So
Okay. Cypher, your turn. Oh, you're muted.
I too will head behind Mila because Phil did not do his job well.
Bill did his job and did a
Yeah.
great job letting you know.
Bill delayed gave us a turn. And I'm trying to give us another turn.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else I should do here.
Bill has earned 3 lines in the Annabelle Journal.
Good for Phil.
I guess that's gonna be it for me for now, because I don't
Do
think
you
my
have
magic's
like
gonna...
guidance or anything like that?
I do not.
Okay.
Okay.
Just double checking.
I have a
I have
question for
magic
you all.
weapon. I can make you a magic spider. I'm gonna make Mila's
think-
things magical.
Nice.
You have magical things now. You get a
Is
plus
that
1 to
isn't
damage.
that like a
and
+1 to attack and damage?
And then a plus 2d6 to damage, I think, isn't magic weapon?
No, I wish.
Oh.
That'd be nice.
That's holy
Oh, I
weapon I'm
think it's
thinking
just-
of.
Yeah.
Mila, question for you.
Mm-hmm.
What is your strategy? Are you running or are you guys...
So that sort of depends on because Mila doesn't exactly know how fast the Spinosaurus is, if running away is a fully effective strategy or if this is faster than some of the other amphibious cousins. And so right now it's like trying to move away but also like You
Okay.
can't let him munch through the back line, so.
Okay. Well, then the Spino's going to come here and enter into. Oh. Yeah. He'll come here.
Whichever direction, I can't hit it, so.
And time to go munching. On the first thing that second thing that brought up its attention. Shadow.
That hits.
That hits.
6 hits. If it's a bonus 16, that hits.
Well, as it munches and just rips into the echo, which is on a tree, and like as it's biting the echo, it bites through the tree as well, and just because the echo only has 1 HP, correct?
Yep.
Yep.
It dies instantly, so.
And another meal not satisfying its hunger. It looks to the giant spider. We'll go. 15. And it starts to slowly climb out of the, like... And...
Does it by any chance get tired of all these fake things it keeps eating and just assume the rest of us are also fake?
I think it has to learn the lesson one more time.
one more time. I'm assuming an 18 and a 32 will hit the giant spider?
Yes.
First one is 21 points of slashing damage as it claws into the spider.
Okay. Got it.
The next one is 17 as it takes its other claw.
And Mila pops back.
It actually does see blood actually on its on its claws now, and it looks to you. Mila, it is your turn.
Alrighty.
I will bring up that there are a lot of trees back the way that it looks like you guys are going, which would slow it down. While it may be a little bit on the faster side, you would know that you would have some advantage on the fact that the trees would be slowing it down as it if it pursues.
And so, like, with permission, I'd like to, like, encouraging the party back and sort of moving, like, with them on their turn.
Okay.
And casting a sleet storm behind us.
A tall 20 foot tall cylinder with 40-foot radius centered on a point with you choose in range. Sleezing. Your douse, the ground area is covered in making it.
So kind of run out there, 30 feet, like waiting for the party to also move and then put that down.
I would say as you're doing this,
Mostly between us.
it's gonna give you guys about 24 seconds, 30 seconds a head start as we enter into the chase scene.
Okay. And so yeah, and Mila like pushes you guys forward and sets a huge flurry of stormy weather behind.
Yeah, and I can leave another echo to use the sentinel feat I have to slow it even further, or at least attempt. The echo's not gonna last long, but still.
I'm not even gonna worry about the echo because your
Could I
range
do, like,
would
a
be.
survival check to sort of lead to safety while running, sort of things.
You're the one navigating? Well, here, how's this to start? You've already started this off by how you have that distance thanks to the sleet storm. Ask her, how are you trying to help to either avoid or slow down the path of the giant Spinosaurus as you guys are running through the woods and you can hear, after about 30 seconds, you hear as trees start parting from the giant's steps.
Oscar would attempt to, like, if there are low-hanging branches and things, like, acrobatics her way up to try to, like, point to clear paths through the brush.
So you're climbing to try and figure out a better way to go.
Yes.
Please make me an athletics check.
I don't like athletics. I want acrobatics, though.
Athletics has to be good for something.
For trying that.
So as you start trying to go up, you grab like on what you think would be a rope and to like move yourself up, and then you watch as a snake goes and isn't very happy that you just grabbed it and bites onto you. You take
No.
Oh no.
1 point of piercing, or 3 points of piercing damage.
That's a chunky snakes. Those are nasty.
Can you make a con save for me real quick?
I don't wanna.
Constitution's something you should be able to do. Ask her.
You do fine. The venom doesn't really get into you too much, and you let go and drop down to the tree, and everyone else is starting to get a little bit further, so you just have to keep going. Next up, Zestrava. What do you do to help get away?
I am going to keep on running and then behind myself. Let's see. How far away is it? Pretty far at this point, hopefully.
Pretty far right now. I said you guys got about 30 seconds of leeway.
I don't think I really have much that can be too helpful at this point in time. So I will just do a double move action.
It's not like are you doing any skills or anything like that to try and help out or anything? Skill challenges. Fun things.
I know, I'm trying to think. I guess I could try and like use some like survival check to try and like figure out the best pathway to take through the woods.
Okay. So could you roll me a survival?
Yeah, let's see how it goes.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So I won for
This
game
Rob is highly motivated.
Let's see. I should probably pull out a 2d6. Okay. So you're able. You get jungles and swampy things. That's where you grew up in. So you're able to realize that the lake, if you go through and if you follow that, you'll be able to either A, find another dino that might be a little more tasty, or B, be able to avoid it, hopefully. So you're like, you lead going that way to go and get it, so that way you guys run into something that'll be a little more tasty for the Spinosaurus.
Either that or we find our very own T-Rex to save the day.
Okay, maybe. Shirku. What are you...
Since we're changing paths like that, we're going right or left, or doing that.
Going right.
Going right. All right. What I'm going to do, since we're turning right, is I'm not sure if it actually sees us full on, or is just chasing our scent. But what I'm gonna do is, skill tech wise, there's not much I could do. Besides, I can spawn Echo somewhere towards the left side from where we ran from, and have it fire crossbow bolts.
Okay.
Towards the thing to distract.
Have...
Kind of.
Let's see...
Kind of make it a bit confused, if anything.
Let's go with a deception check.
Oh shit. Sorry for language. Cross my fingers. I think it just made it angry.
Yeah, it kind of did. I'm gonna leave that as that. Okay. So you hear, and then you hear the echo of a knight dying as it gets swallowed.
Oh, that's something.
Cypher, how are you contributing to this escape scene?
I've got one thing I can do. Can I see this dinosaur chasing us?
You get like through the branches, you get here or there a little bit, but not too much.
Within 90 feet of us, would you say?
No.
Oh.
If it was within 90 feet, you guys wouldn't. It would not be
30
as.
seconds.
Yeah.
I know which direction it's coming from, so Cypher's gonna be like, I have another friend that might be able to help us. He's gonna be like, to me, Mike Gibson. And a big fat guy's gonna sit out of the ground just oozing pus. You can see the stench on his body. And he's gonna look at us and just give us a little salute and start charging the way of the dinosaur. The key thing why I summoned Gibson, he's got two interesting little abilities. Any creature that starts to turn within 5 feet of the spirit must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or be poisoned until the end of their next turn. His other ability, if he hits someone and they fail their Constitution saving throw, they are paralyzed until their next turn. He is a disease-ridden little creature.
I'm gonna qualify as the Spino eats him. It paralyzes him for a moment. Because con save didn't do it. It's a Spinosaurus. You think the con save is gonna fail?
Yeah, it was a desperate action, I'm not gonna lie, but it might buy us a little bit of time.
But as it does, it does well to hold him off for another moment.
That's how it's gonna run now.
Mila, what are you doing to aid the escape?
Yeah, since the Strava actually seems to have a hold on what she's doing with navigation, Mila's watching the back and keeping hands on the ground to feel, and if the Spino continues to chase us and gets close enough, she's going to throw out spike growth up and out through the trees to hinder its path.
Okay. Anything actively at all or anything like that? Trying to see if there are any other dinos around or anything like that, as Mila does have a little more experience of being able to hear them or anything.
That is true. Looking about for them, I suppose. Anything pretty obvious to see with the 10?
With a 10. As you go through and listening and hearing, you do. Let's see. Let's roll a d12. Huh. You, even though you rolled a 10, you still see it. In the shadows, you see a couple of pairs of yellow eyes watching. You would know them as raptors. They're hiding, and the only reason you caught them is because you know their hunting style. But they're mostly hidden.
But what?
They're mostly hidden. They're not really. It doesn't look like they would be. The Spino would even notice them, most likely.
Stay close to each other, like Mila will urge. And keep up.
Okay. And
Hold hand with your humans or they may get lost.
Yes, I am quite worried of them falling behind.
Asker, anything for you?
teleport my way through the forest faster?
Yeah, you can try.
No!
Is it acrobatics?
Acrobatics, yeah. As you're going through and trying to make sure you're stepping properly, going a little bit faster than everyone else. Okay.
Dex Paladin.
As you actually get to a little bit more of an opening clearing, as you guys have been following around the river has taken off to the right, but you actually get a front view of another gigantic dinosaur that is currently eating some sort of, like, it's eating a carcass of a four-legged, you'd assume another dino that has like a giant boulder at the tail. This other giant dinosaur has some tinier, smaller arms, and it's just like it looks kind of ridiculous how small their arms are compared to the body of it, and it's just mowing down, and its head is, you'd say it actually is just a little bit smaller than the Spino. As you're the first one that gets there, the rest of the party slowly gets through some of the brush, and you all get to see the sight. What do you all do? It has not recognized that you guys are there yet.
Turn right.
What was that?
Turn right. Hard turn.
Mm-hmm.
Are you all just
Mila agrees.
going towards the right? Are you guys
I
just openly running still? Because you guys have been running through the woods up to this point.
I recognize an opportunity when I know one. See why?
Are you guys openly running?
Are the raptors on the right as well?
They were mostly hidden in the brush.
I am following Hila, because that seems like the smartest idea.
Yep.
Sense of following Mila. She was just trying to catch up after her snake incident.
Mila, are you guys running, or how are you guys?
Is there a nice spiraling tree sort of near this clearing?
They're so, like, I say clearing, and it's just more clear than most of the other places.
So Mila will pick a tree that at least has a gentle slope to start and try to grab the humans up along it with some claws and using her feet to dig in and give her support with the
Okay.
tail.
Everyone can make
Magic balls.
athletics. It's true. Everyone can make athletics checks for me with advantage,
Then I
as
already have
Mila's
touch,
helping.
Since I was touched. But anyways.
You had Constitution save it.
Oh right, that's strength. Or okay. Like,
One human just yoinked.
did it roll me? Oh yeah.
Yep, it did.
She's really light.
Ow,
Strong
I-
dragon.
So the only one that you guys have problems with is Cypher, and he isn't almost able to get up, but with the help, he's able to fully. You guys manage. Are you guys being stealthy up there, or are you hiding up in the tree for now? Everyone, stealth checks for me, all. As you guys. 9. Okay. 8. 23. That's 2 fails, 1 success. 3 fails, 1 success. And Mila, 1 stealth check from you. Oh, did Mila get disconnected? I think we lost Mila.
No.
Let's give her 1 second.
Technical issues.
Yay!
I'm surprised they rolled low on athletics though.
It happens. Wait, what did you roll on athletics? Oh, yeah, you rolled pretty low. 5 and a 1, yeah. was like, the only one who really rolled low, and then I'm like, oh no, you probably rolled low for how high your strength, I assume, is.
Yeah.
Let's see. Check that. Doesn't look like she's lost internet necessarily. Oh, there we
Sorry
are.
about that.
You're good. There we are.
Just had a quick internet hiccup, but let me get out some stealth
Thank you.
checks. Oh, that's sorry, wrong one.
Ooh.
So as you guys are climbing up the branches, and Mila's going a little bit higher than most just because she's able to adjust and have her change her hands to be a little bit better to climb and lock in. As she puts a hand up on one of the branches, it just goes snap.
Wait. Isn't stealth a dex skill?
Oh, yeah,
Can
because
Eileen cast that one ability that
Yeah. You did.
you have advantage. One more stealth check for me, please.
Oh yeah.
I just remembered that.
It's still right now. It's 3-1, but it's not 5-1. So
Incredible Zestrava.
Wait, did you just roll a natural 20 off a nat 1?
yup. So as you're about to go and crack, and you realize it's about to crack, and then you also realize that your friends are about to make loud noises, you're like, stop, freeze. And then you just hear boom, 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 as one of the trees falls down and the Spinosaurus is revealed, looking out, seeing the T-Rex eating a meal. And you know, are you guys just going to let the behemoths fight? Okay.
I mean, one's biting through the bony plates of fallen air before.
Yo. So, I wish I could describe this scene perfectly. For anyone who wants to see a better rendition of this scene, please go to Jurassic Park 3. This is my thing for you to watch that one. But
Yeah,
the
that was fun.
Spino and the Tyrannosaurus do battle. And the T-Rex does injure the Spino a bit, but it's not enough to go through and finish off the Spino. Even if the Spino has been injured, it still ends up ripping and tearing and shredding apart the T-Rex as it starts to just munch, not paying any attention to you all.
Hey, the plan worked.
Do you all sneak off from the tree and leave it, or are you guys going to continue to watch it as it devours its food?
That's time to
Whatever
leave.
Mila says.
Always refer to your local guide. Mila?
Do you agree?
It's nice to get a good peek on where we're at and where to go to reach like flower gardens or whatnot.
Okay.
We ran out, of course, quite a while out, so.
So as you go, are you going further up the tree to get a... Okay. As you climb up, you're able to see... You haven't been too far off course, because you guys did enter... Let's see, let's switch you over to the big map, so that way you guys can see it. Mila, you know normally the easiest way to find Anastriana, unless she finds you, would be going towards the mountains.
Yeah, sort of the central area and asking around.
Yep. So you guys, after traveling
Here.
through, would be about somewhere in here, and you guys had veered off a little bit, but not too much that if you could just circle around the Spino and its meal, you should be good.
Okay.
It is starting to get a little bit late. It's probably around 7 or so, 7 or 8.
Yeah.
And
So I think late towards the coast-ish unless I can see sort of a nice little nest nearby and sort of leave the Spino some more space.
Okay.
If we can find somewhere safe-ish to rest, I can give us cover for the night.
A good idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though we have to be careful at night considering what we ran into so far.
Well, yeah. Just need to hold on, link your tails, and we'll keep on going forward.
Alright. Oh, see? I have never been so glad to see a T-Rex.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Need to watch more dino movies then.
So as you all go and search, Mila, can you roll a survival check for me?
To find a cozy spot.
Yup. It's not hard for you. You know the area around pretty well. You're able to find one of the smaller tree nests where a lot of the different changelings would go and rest at if they were out here. You actually found one that looks like it has some supplies and stuff like that in case you guys are out running low on provisions at all.
And yeah, so Mila will lead you sort of up the... Like you said, a lot of the trees here tend to have spiral branches with a lot of like very horizontal areas that Mila demonstrates just like draping yourself across and sort of napping on. It's a cozy little spot, but it'll also have like flattened areas between the branches for just like leaving things. Whether it's like pretty rocks or sticks or whatnot, you know.
How are you guys doing watch? Or are you not taking watch?
I can take watch.
Do any of us have dark vision?
Yes, I have dark vision.
I think I do.
I
3/5.
think we need...
I'm good at survival, good with perception.
I read Abby's response. That's great. You could roll in your own pants with those rolls.
That is beautiful.
I implement that as a rule at my table, and when I told the rogue about it, they just need to roll a nat 1 for perception to see yourself steal your own pants, then a nat 20 to sleight of hand steal your own pants, and then they get the special reward for having stolen their own pants. They've all come very close to stealing their own pants. Every session starts off with every single player now attempting to steal their own pants.
Nice. Very
There you
nice.
go. But to get through the night, I can watch while we're sleeping, and then Shirku, and then Asker greet us with the dawn.
Yep, works for me.
Okay.
Alright. Mila, if you won't mind starting to watch.
Mila's having fun on her perching. The
So,
rest of the party learns how to like sleep on a branch.
which is not a very comfortable thing to do. I was gonna get to that in
Asker's not loving this.
let's see. You are able to keep an eye out. You see a couple of herds of herbivores, like a couple of triceratops and stuff, like walking below you guys a little bit before they go, and you end up watching as they settle down for the night, having the adults all around with their horns like outside.
Oh, herbivores are sort of napping near here?
Yes.
Oh,
'Cause
this
you
is
get-
a great space.
You guys have went a little bit of a ways from the Spino, but they still form a protective ring, so that way if anything does run into them while they're sleeping, it's gonna run into some spikes. And then their children are in the middle.
Yeah. And so when I pass off the watch to Shirku, I tell him to like keep an eye on them. And she'll point out the herbivores and it's like they'll probably notice trouble before you do.
I'd like to use the hunting trap that I got from my background and actually set it up into a bush that's somewhere behind the group, that somewhere near that someone's sleeping at. So in case something decides to snake over and try to snap his neck.
Okay. You are able to easily set that up. It's a little. Then you have to climb back up, and as you were going down, you did watch and realize that the Triceratops are aware of you. As you were making noise, some of them went up and looked at you and were just like, and just keeping you at bay with their horns pointed at you. They don't really necessarily trust you.
Yeah, that's fine. Anyways, I continue climbing back up and go to my watch.
Make me a perception check, please.
Okay. Not bad.
Okay. Yeah, keep watch. Nothing really crazy goes on throughout the darkest part of the night. You wake it was Asker or was it this Java that was the next watch?
I think it was Asker.
So,
My turn.
Anyway,
Cool.
yeah, I wake her up and I tell her keep an eye on the Triceratops. If they're going to likely notice trouble before we do. Also, I have a trap down below in a bush, so if that catches something, you know something's sticking out the tree.
Okay.
Ask her, do her best to keep an eye out. As I find perception.
Not bad.
100.
You do not have high wisdom.
Yeah, that's not bad.
As the sun starts to rise near the end of your watch, nothing weird happens. You do watch as would it be? Let's see. As the Strava, Cypher, Shirku, as you guys are the last. Yeah. Can you make me a dexterity check, acrobatics check?
oh joy. Wait, dexterity or acrobatic?
Either or. It would be.
I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Acrobatics if you have it, dexterity if you don't.
Anthony, why do you hate me?
This is not the
Yeah.
island for nerds.
You all do pretty well of no one almost falling off of the tree or it.
But while you're sleeping, you have a distinct dream of falling out of the tree into the maws of a terrible beast.
No, honestly, what probably happened to Cypher, he's sleeping, he's talking to his master, and his master's like, oh, by the way, to open and then he has that falling dream wake up, and he's like, God! Why the gods? Why?
And
As
then,
if it's about falling into the book at the bottom of the tree.
and even worse, as you're falling down after that nightmare, you fall into the bear trap. Now that'd be painful.
But yeah, you all have a peaceful sleep. You all have a full long rest. And now those of you, as you waken up, you do see the herd of Triceratops beneath you in the circle with their cubs in the center of it. And they're starting to get up, and as the little ones get up, they kind of stay in the middle of them as they start moving towards a little bit more grassier area.
Best to wait for them to head off before we actually move, because we don't want to spook them. Knowing animals.
As long as you're pretty calm, you can just walk along.
Fair enough. Alright, so I guess we can start. Have our
Off on another day.
As you
have our morning rations and head back down and collect my hunting trap.
make a survival check.
Alright. And if I have to, I have a halberd or stick. There's plenty of sticks.
You find a small dodo, which is like the small weird birds that you guys had seen out there. Not necessarily the brightest of creatures, is in your hunting trap and no longer alive.
Ah, perfect.
Which you're able to go through and cook up and prepare for food.
And yeah, the next part of the journey may be rather pretty because you reach a lot of the parallel veined plants and such. And they're very nice. Sometimes stripy.
So,
Mila will be just chattering.
nice. As you guys are traveling, Mila, I'm assuming, is leading like the direction.
Yep, she knows the layout. I'm gonna keep an eye on the back.
Are you guys traveling at a fast pace, slow pace, or normal pace? You can only move stealthily at a slow pace. Normal pace, you guys have no penalties. Fast pace, there's some penalties to perception.
Normal pace.
Right?
For Asker, Shirku, Cypher, or Zastrava, are you guys doing anything as you guys are walking?
I'm gonna keep an eye on the back in case something tries to sneak up behind us.
Okay.
And
How much I hate nature.
and to make sure our party size is a little bit bigger, I'm gonna have my Echo walk with us.
Okay.
And just behind me.
Don't let yourself fall behind. Stay close to them.
Okay.
I'm not falling behind.
I
It
guess,
has
like,
the same speed I do.
Mila will occasionally, like, sort of dart up trees and back down and lead along, keeping an eye out and trying her best to show them neat things as they go.
Okay. If you all wouldn't mind rolling a D10.
D10? All of us? Alright.
Yep.
I don't like the result of this last time we did it, so I'm going to say no.
It rolled twice for right, twice for both of us.
Covered a lot of numbers, like 50-50.
Let's see. Rolling a D10. It's the Strava roll. Let's see.
Jonathan.
8, 10, 9, 10, 4. Ooh.
Yeah. So many rolls. Okay. So 8. Okay. Okay. That's all I needed to see. 12. Oh. Alrighty.
Oh no. You look at a 3. No.
I don't
So-
know, I think it's like for the random encounters, like each of us roll
Oop.
D10. If one of our D10s match, something happens.
Yeah, if one of you guys' D10s matches the D10 that I rolled, things happen. So, Mila, you've heard like the stomping cadence of a Brachiosaurus before.
Oh,
The
yes.
slow boom, boom.
And how fun it is to chase closer and closer and you just like end up bouncing on the ground.
Yeah. This cadence is different. Just as loud as you guys hear boom. But the next boom is almost immediate. It goes boom, boom,
Oh, like
boom, boom.
Oh, lifting. Then I look
up the tree.
You're telling them to get up the tree? Athletics checks followed by survival checks, everyone?
No,
And
no.
Alright.
we'll take them to like a thicker tree.
Okay.
I can't make the acrobatics checks. Why can't I be Dexy about this?
You can.
You wanna start-
It's just it requires a strength of actually having a strength.
You said stealth check?
Athletics and then athletics and then stealth, yeah. As you guys quickly climb a tree. Alright, so, and then stealth is 14. 14.
So is that a double nat
8.
one?
That
Oh!
was a double that one.
Hey nerd, how are you enjoying Dino Island?
Why is that not?
Not well. Not well.
Mila, how's it feel? You took all of the nerds back home.
I know. A lot harder than raising Nest, let me tell you.
So,
Raising a whole nest of younglings is a bit less frantic than this.
let's see, let me pull this
Alright.
At
up.
least I can pick them up at the scruffs.
Since I have an echo out too, I'd like it to have fall last in case someone starts following and try to catch.
No one's really falling for the most part. You guys got up there pretty well, only some issues.
I rolled
Even
a
the
double
double
nat
nat one.
1.
That was for stealth, though.
Dexterity.
Oh,
Stealth is below it.
that's supposed to be a strength check. I'll let you reroll.
Oh, okay.
Athletics is the strength one.
Granted one mercy.
Speaking of, I rolled survival instead of stealth. I need
Well, it's
stealth.
better.
It is better. Yeah, you are not wrong on that point. Where is it?
Reroll stealth.
Swear I'm
and
just gonna tie
I
you to
rolled
Asker's back.
survival instead.
Master Blaster.
Asker's not strong, she's just Dexy.
Oh.
There.
That
Nope.
luck.
All of it.
I saw that luck.
Well then. There we
I
go.
clicked and it immediately made a luck.
Let's see. Passive is that. Okay. That's mostly okay for you guys. So as you guys are up there and hiding and you think you guys are doing okay. Oh, sorry, I see someone that I need to purge. Yeah.
You're enacting purge.
As the stomping happens and it gets closer and closer, you guys actually end up seeing something, Mila, you've never seen before. This
He watches with big eyes.
creature looks similar to the T-Rex. Its front arms are a little bit longer and a little bit more beefy. But whereas the T-Rex is big, this is just about the size of a Brachiosaurus. And on top of it, you actually see riding a male-ish looking changeling that has a bow and a spear on it, and he's just not really strapped into anything, he's just riding it, and as it moves, he's just keeping perfectly on it. Perfectly balanced. And as he gets closer and is just moving through, the dino doesn't notice you guys. He picks you out all up there and looks for a moment. Make a history check, Mila.
Hopefully we all look on.
God, you think I can do intelligence? Well, she is pretty bright, but 7.
You do not remember who this is.
Well, no, they said,
Oh,
not Vamu.
Hamu?
Well,
Yes.
Okay.
And Daimu.
Yes, you would remember.
Daggy. And she's like, her tail is happily swishing just like up there and watching.
He watches you. He goes like that. He just snaps, and the creature, which you're assuming is the Vastosaurus, just stops. And as it growls, the rumble goes through and echoes through. Even his growl is echoing the ground, or trembling the ground. He looks down.
Mila will claws down and or claws into the tree and skitter along down.
And as you do that,
Bounce over.
you watch as the creature lowers his head down, like jaw closed, and until his jaw is actually hitting the ground, and he hops off and just lands. And I mean, even its skull is about 15-20 feet tall,
That has a big head.
and he just jumps off.
And Mila like sits on fours.
Who are they?
Oh.
He says
goddess
in-
asked me to make friends.
Make an insight check, as you mentioned the goddess.
Yeah.
Most changelings look reverently. Like, if you mention the goddess, it's an immediately obvious that you all adore her and fear her and respect her. You're able to kind of peer through, and for a second, as you say the goddess, you catch that there's a hint of hatred.
Mila's like,
And then it's gone.
feathers will twitch a bit.
Then why aren't you with her?
I'm finding her.
She told you to bring this filth?
I don't get it either.
He grabs. He has a horn on his side, which he grabs. Why? So once you've met, they'll be gone? Any luck on the outside? Any luck finding dragon proof? Proof of dragons.
Say that one more time. Right back.
Any luck on the outside finding proof of dragons?
Oh. And Mila like seems to be like really excited and like stumbling through words, so she just like jumbles through a fairly incomprehensible mess at first. Well, there's like this and the friend and she like she'll pace in a circle to like calm down so she can put the words in order and like yeah, one of the new friends has a dragon father, but like I don't think she's seen him in a while.
Bring friend here first.
Okay. Okay. And so Mila will like go over and do her best, like Strava should meet Hamu.
Hamu?
You should be nice. your dragon dad? Because dragons are very cool.
My dragon what?
Your dragon dad. You were talking in your dream. You met your father, the green dragon.
No, 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 no. I wish I was so wonderful as to have a dragon as a father. I mean, look at Cypher here. But no, my father was just a Yanti such as myself. But I had a dream where he was meeting this green dragon, and his name apparently was Kevin Longbrake, and he is
Mila's
a
eyes
source
seem
of-
to glaze over. Like.
He's a source of great evil, and that's why we need to see an Austriana as soon as possible, if possible. Please.
But he was a dragon, right?
Yes, he was. And
Yeah.
I'll like roll
If you have a dragon parent, then you should come down. Mila will, like, lead along.
Yes, let's go. Let's go find an Austriana.
This is so you all can see a picture of him.
Ooh, is it supposed to have all this readable stuff at the bottom?
Most of it doesn't matter, because
Okay.
most of it don't matter.
Oh yeah, and it seems to be for different sorts of things, but yeah.
Yeah.
And just checking, is Cypher Dragonborn?
Yeah.
Does Cypher want to volunteer with the dragon parentage?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
Cypher likes light.
So you and Zastrava come on down.
Because yes, from the beginning, Mila has misunderstood your dragon dream story and did not actually follow it very well.
Oh, that's hilarious.
As you two land, he looks at you and looking you over. You get a sense that he's inspecting all of you, even up there, and he sees that it's you who came down instead of the actual dragonborn. And he's like,
He can make some presumptions.
You are reptilian, but don't seem dragon.
Sorry. Didn't mean to click.
I will say, yes, I know. I am only reptilian, but I have knowledge of a very dangerous dragon.
What knowledge of dragon?
A dragon of long ago and has come back. A dragon that threatens not only paradise, but other parts of the globe as well. We must stop him.
What knowledge of? Do you know how it flies? Do you know how it became it?
I do not know how it flies or how it became it, but yet, if we choose to fight it, if we choose to observe it through battle, we could find out, perhaps, all of these questions, and many more, especially what makes a dragon bleed.
Where is dragon?
Dragon is currently in Rolla, which is the continent to the east of here. But it knows of your leader. It has history with your leader, and it could come here as well.
What knowledge of history of leader? How does dragon know of Anna?
I believe Anna once adventured with the dragon. Back before the dragon was evil.
And Mila just looks with also just confused. Like, they just know things.
Make a persuasion check. Sistrava.
Wait. It's a trap.
What is plan after meeting with Anastriana?
We've already informed the captain of the Roland Guard. He takes his boat to go to Rolla now to fetch another of Anastriana's former party members. One that, like Anastriana, has devoted himself to his kingdom. So we hope to rally Anastriana, or at least to gather ancient knowledge of how to potentially stop this dragon.
Mila mainly notices as you mentioned gathering another of Anastriana, that sense of hatred pierce through again for a moment. Just unbridled hatred. And then it's gone. But
I kind of like quirk my head and say, and if she can't help us, I am sure there are plenty of other strong warriors such as yourself that can help us defeat this dragon.
So no knowledge of how to make dragon.
I don't
No
think the
direct
humans have figured out how to make dragons at all.
I'm pretty sure you just take one dragon, another dragon, wait a few months, get some eggs. But anyway,
We're lacking in dragons.
People become dragon. 'Tis the way.
it's possible. Look at everything from what Mila has said. You have raised. I'm sure you could create your own type of dragon.
Oh. Mila looks sadly to the side.
He takes his horn to his mouth and blows a trumpeting sound.
Which type of call is that, or does Mila know the calls?
You would recognize it as a summoning call, and you will hear as the ground starts going boom, boom. Just slow. Like, it's just about as much trembling as it was before, but a lot slower and a lot more, like, methodical.
And Mila will enjoy bouncing with the ground like little popcorn kernels and sort of roll herself into a ball and speak.
As you watch as from the south of you guys, actually, a Brachiosaurus enters the field of view. Its head up with the tops near the higher parts of the trees. Take this herbivore. It'll help get you there faster. Get off island as fast as possible. And you watch as he just literally jumps the 20 feet to get to the top of the Vastosaurus's head. And he goes, and you watch as it just lifts up again, growls at the Brachiosaurus, and then just starts going off on the other way. Cypher, Shirku, and Asker, as where you guys are on top of the tree, you guys are actually almost, well, not on top of the tree, but up in the tree. You guys are, it's almost a nice, easy walk across to the top of the Brachiosaurus's back.
Asker has this look of childhood amazement, like she's real excited about this.
And Mila will have a quick moment. She'd like to, like, sort of like smell where he was a moment,
Mm-hmm.
since he's been giving her some weird vibes.
So you're trying to like be insightful and figure out what he's doing, or what do you mean by
Or like he hasn't been acting like a shifter very much, and he has like a rather human appearance and things like that. Like,
He's been acting
just seems
shifty
strange.
for a shifter.
Yeah.
He is still a shifter, as you smell him. He shifted his body more towards that just for the strength and everything like that.
Yeah. Which, like, fair enough. And then, Mila will start to sort of, do a series of whistles and try to guide the Brachiosaurus slowly over to the tree with the other three.
And it's not too hard for you, as that you have dealt with. As you are getting them up,
And, like, pointing where I want it to go and all that.
as it gets closer, and as you're not on top of it right now, you let everyone else on. Make with that perception check, you actually do catch a pair of yellow eyes, like in the darkness, watching you specifically. But like, it seems it's avoiding the giant Brachiosaurus though. But just
And I would give, like... Yeah. And once I have the Brachiosaurus, like, I'll be at, like, low on all fours with sort of a playful low step over there and some chirping
as you start doing that,
and butt wiggles.
out as you start the butt wiggling and stuff like that, you watch as like its head moves with you, and then it pounces
I like pounce and spring with.
as if you both pounce, and it comes out of the darkness. You see a black raptor with like purplish feathers now on its head, very cleverly paying attention to you as it pounces out and like sees you and like starts like sniffing at you and goes
And I will go and just pick up and like twirl it around and then like start to bring it back and guide it back.
and he's just looking up at the brachio and looking at you, guiding it to him, and he goes along with you guys.
Shirku! She'll like be shouting to Shirku way up top.
Shirku looks over and looks at the raptor for a moment. bringing a new
Shirku!
friend.
You should meet my firstborn.
Their firstborn.
Mila will put down the raptor and like indicate that it should follow as she dexterously, or at least tries to dexterously jump on the tail of the Brachiosaurus and climb on up.
Make a that would yeah, let's go with the acrobatics check as you're trying to keep balance of it. You're able to.
Okay.
It's going to jump up as well with you. Let's see. What's it do? It's fine. And it keeps the claws from like sinking in since it's not trying as it, and it goes through and just like slowly climbs up with you, just behind you, as you all are now on top of the Brachiosaurus. Well, the back of one.
Yes. And yeah, and Mila's just like parading around this very sharp-toothed critter that just like looks at you guys like very intently.
You bait this firstborn, or?
Mm-hmm. Blessed it and hatched it myself. Mm-hmm.
I see.
I think you're muted, Asker.
I was gonna say, whoops. Sorry, they were doing stuff in the kitchen, so I didn't want to be loud background noise. But Asker just goes, "I didn't know that you had a child."
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I've raised lots of them. But this one's my favorite.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. And you know, she'll like scritch it, and if you guys like come over, it'll like definitely try to mess with you guys and like playful nipping and like spook you guys, like whatever, chicken check.
Playful like a fun, playful cat that is able to eat you if it wanted to, but it isn't. And as
Yeah.
Asker wants to befriend it.
It looks adorable.
unlike the
Oh,
compute,
that's right. I'll share in like the D&D chat because right now the commission for Havoc is
still in the works.
works. But yeah, this is Havoc.
He looks like quite a nice companion to have.
And as you guys are having this conversation, you do actually start noticing that it's the ground, but not the ground, because it's the back of the brachio is shifting as it starts walking as you guys are talking.
Oh yeah, and I'll keep.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, and I'll just like keep an eye on that, but generally let Tress and Brachiosaurus point it in their direction and let it go.
I'm gonna keep an eye on around us and basically play lookout. I'll also come and talk for a moment on. So, was that the man that the guy on the flying creature warned us about?
Oh yeah,
He seems.
yeah, he was strong.
He seems grumpy.
Yeah.
For more than one reason.
I don't know, but helpful.
So it seems.
But yeah, just hold on tight. But these guys are a lot of fun to ride on. You guys having fun?
It's different.
It's definitely different.
Asker's shaking her head wildly. Yes, she's having the time of her life. She would never get to ride on dinosaurs where she's from. They would never let her do this kind of thing.
Better than walking.
For a very good reason.
And as it walks, you guys cover much more distance than you would have thought possible if you guys were actually the ones doing the walking. This Brachiosaurus itself doesn't actually seem to sleep.
Huh.
Interesting.
You notice that it doesn't seem to grow tired. Mila, as you're kind of noticing this and picking up, you look and see that there's some markings on its back, which you can actually pick out and realize after a day of looking at it and trying to figure it out where you've seen it before. It was made by Hamu, actually. He blessed this one. And it just keeps.
Oh yeah. And Mila will like point out a little emblem on Havoc, and it's like, see, I've blessed this one.
Could you?
So
Asker wants to ask Mila, so if you blessed it, does that mean that you made it? And then the other scary guy made this one?
I mean, yeah, we bless the children to bring out their potential.
How do you make these creatures?
Well, you take a child and you make a wish and imbue it with magic. And if you do it just right, it works out.
Do each of you have individual seals?
What was that? Sorry, I missed out on some chatter there.
Annabelle?
Or did you say something, John?
John went first.
I am not amused by this.
Asker just asked if you had individual seals.
Yeah, when we're doing more ambitious projects.
Asker goes to work on drawing what the seals look like.
Very nice. And now that you're kind of looking for it, Asker, you are able to see, because you guys do get to see plenty of dinos down beneath you all. None that really come and mess with the Brachiosaurus for the most part. But, like, you see on different ones, you'll see different markings and stuff on different parts of their body. Just hundreds of different markings.
Asker's gonna ask so many questions. Every time she sees a mark that she doesn't have written in the book, she's like, so what does that one do? What does that one do?
That
This
one?
one?
Yeah, and Mila will be back and forth, like, carefully crawling up to the top of the Brachiosaurus's head to get a peekaboo, and then back on down, or going, like, down one of the legs to, like, hiss at something coming under the footpath.
Considering how secretive they are not liking visitors on the sides, it might not be a good idea to bring the knowledge of how they're creating these creatures outside of it.
Well, I
Asker
mean,
just looks at you.
you guys
and
can't.
goes,
So as the days travel by, it's been about 2 or 3 days of on the travel of the Brachiosaurus.
Mhm.
When the Brachiosaurus stops and, like, curves its tail down for you guys to slide on down.
Damn.
Everyone take the fun time sliding down. Let's see, make sure I get the right one. Yep. So as you guys make it all the way down, you're greeted with a different person who's a tall female, black hair, bronze skin, just looking and seeing all of you, looking mainly at Mila and then at the others who Mila's brought onto her island. As she goes and lifts a hand up, you watch as the Brachiosaurus, like, kind of comes down to her hand, and she puts on some food of some sort, one of her specialties, gives it to him, and then he just starts to mosey on back, looking at back at you all. I did not expect you to bring others to my island. I'm assuming this means you have news, little
I
one?
have. Yes. I have made you friend. I've found out about Master Mere things, and I have present for you.
Are you holding out the? Do you have the present out already?
Yeah.
Okay. She sees the flower that you've taken marvelous care of. Grab it and holds out her hand for it. Looks at it. Where did you find this?
There was a book person. Asker wrote the name. Let's see. Asker? What was the name?
which name are you looking for?
librarian.
Oh, okay.
Because apparently I'm like trying to write down names in here, and I have like Gojira and Kai and Hamu and Daimu, and like the Bodax and whatnot. Like, I thought I had written it down.
I also thought I wrote it down, but I don't see it in here. I know I clearly looked through my paperwork.
Evelyn Reeve.
Evelyn.
Ah, yes, the
Yes.
bookkeep.
There was an Evelyn book lady.
Evelyn?
I think so.
Yes.
Interesting. And you just watch as she does that, and a portal appears, and it just drops into it, and you catch a
Tries to stick a hand in it.
you catch a glimpse of a world beyond the portal as it just floats on down, and then the portal closes up.
As I heedlessly like go towards.
A little one, there will be no entering into that world for you this day.
Aww.
I thank you for.
Give me a little sort of roll about in like mock anguish and back up.
I thank you for bringing this to me.
Yes. And yeah, and I brought you friends.
She looks over them all.
Yeah, this one's the Iron Guard
Iron
that you said
God.
was good.
At your service.
Ask.
You have a very pretty island. I've made many notes.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. And then we have her people. We have Zastrava. We have Cypher. And this one I made on the other continent, Shirku.
Hello.
You made? She looks at you.
Well, yeah, we were fighting demons, and when we got in and we had good teamwork synergy, it was thrilling.
Okay, so you made a friend. Okay,
You told me to make friends,
I did.
and so I brought them. Here are friends for you.
They're not for me. So what news of Master Mir of this do you have?
Yeah, so there are Master Mirror people, and there's the one story you don't like. I'm just like, we're recording this. They know.
What was that, Italy? If you had some internet issues there for a moment.
Oh, and this was like proof of her, and she'll point to Shirku.
What do you have to do with the Man of Mirrors? As she looks at you, Shirku.
He cursed my memories at one point, when I was a child. And most of my life has been an illusion.
Proof.
Show me. And as she says that, your mind instantly goes back to all of the thoughts. You kind of feel like you're taking a back seat in your own mind as she delves into every bit of your history. And she watches. She sees the image being dispelled. She sees him standing behind your mother as your mother gives you those things. She sees the mark on your back that you normally keep covered with your armor.
Chest, but yeah,
Chest back, sorry.
no problem.
And then she looks at Mila with a look of anger on her face. Why have you brought this one here? He very easily could be a plant as the others. Not one of his own design, but one of... Sometimes you children are too... eager. So what was this of the story that I don't like?
You're already grumpy and like.
I'll like put my hand on like Mila's shoulder like very softly because I don't know if she likes to be touched that much. And I'll look at the lady and I'll say, I think I can help you with some of the story perhaps.
Well, why don't you come out with it then? Zestrava, was it?
Yes, I am Zestrava, also of Rolla. And unfortunately, we've had quite the story since coming across Asker and Mila and Shirku. And I fear that Long Drake is back. We've all had dreams. We've all had weird visions.
Excuse me, did you say Long Rake or Long Drake?
What is it?
Long Rake.
Long Rake. I find it suspicious and perhaps fruitful that of course Asker has such close ties to her great-grandfather, and Mila has brought us to you, and now I fear that my own father is in the clutches of Long Drake. You need to help us somehow, if you can.
Long Rake has a deal that he shouldn't be a problem as long as Gaelic lives for Rolla. He shouldn't be a problem for Rolla. That was our deal millennia ago. And I don't think that he would be foolish enough to press his luck.
Millennia is a long time ago. And Rolla's largest ship was one of its greatest admirals. Is currently circumnavigating your island heading back to Rolla. If any time were the time to strike, it could be now.
You watch as you say that, her eyes glow, and it looks like almost a storm is in her eyes. And for a second, through some of the trees, you're able to catch the fog wall that kind of permeates the entire part of the outer sky. You watch as it almost looks like a storm brews quickly and follows the entire fog wall, and then turns back and sees something, and then dissipates.
Asker just steps it like goes on. My first love is on that ship, and I would be very glad if you didn't sink it. Also, if Galen just made everywhere Rolla, would that protect the rest of the world? Also, it would be much easier if everything was under one banner.
And like Mila like making everything roll up.
Your politics will never touch this island, and they don't really affect me. I don't care about how the...
Everywhere else, then.
That isn't my problem. That isn't our problem.
Okay, there's like one little small thing left after that. But first, look at my firstborn. very cute, very precious, and there's like a
She like looks down at Havoc,
there's
looks back at you, and
very cute and
for the rest of you, because you aren't naturally a part of this, you don't look at her with a reverence. You can tell that her response to the changelings isn't one of like respect or anything. It's more of like where you have a little baby that you're coddling a little bit and just appeasing to make happy and stuff like that. It's kind of how she looks upon Mila and the rest and the changelings.
Oh no.
It's just funny because the changelings think that they're being like her therapist or something like that. But yeah, so it's very cute, and there's also like the ones like exiled from everything. There was like a Bodak in the announce thing. I know.
As you say
But it
Bodak,
teleported, and I didn't know.
as you hear say that, and that leaves the look on her face goes grave. And while the island wasn't a nice, hot environment, suddenly all of you feel a chill as the heat of the island is churned into a frigid cold almost immediately. And then you watch as snow starts to fall from the sky.
And Havoc will sort of screech up at the sky and lower the stance, stepping closer.
Kind of like shivering a little bit already because dinos don't do well in an immediate temperature dive.
That's far away.
You came here instead of hunting it down and destroying it.
I teleported. I don't know where it went. I also didn't know what a Bodak was because I thought it was just stories. But like later, the book lady said that it was a Bodak.
Not only the Bodak, but both Darpods and also Zaybush and Elastri. All of them have been released.
The Davans, you say?
Yes.
And, They were an old Fae family, if I remember.
Ew.
That's
Of the
what Evelyn has told us.
Of the Winter of the Unseelie Court.
And they were ugly too, and rotten.
Especially Karu the Undead.
And you let them all escape. And she looks at you with a scathing cold look.
I was munching through hordes of their like ghouls and munching through because I was chasing her down into like an underground, like the fairy castle structures, and they have all the bodies.
A tomb.
And I was munching through. Yeah. And then they cheated and teleported away. And they wouldn't fight.
We did kill the ritual caster though.
So 4 of the Mirror's strongest devotees are now free on one of the mainlands.
Oh.
And you left it to come here instead of hunting them down.
I thought you just wanted to know about Master Mirror.
We also came hoping that you might be able to help us fight them.
as she hears that. I won't leave this island.
Yeah.
Can we take some of the dinosaurs to go fight them? I've seen what they can do already, and they're pretty scary. I feel like they would definitely be a match for them.
Jerko breathes and a bit at that and kind of just pinches his nose.
Where you think you're going, do you think something like the small dinosaurs that they have here are going to be of assistance to you? Or do you think...
I mean, like, the big ones seem to be of assistance. I promise that I'll feed it and take care of it.
And when the rest of your crazy population and members sees it, do you think that they're going to be okay with seeing that sight?
I mean, as long as there's a princess riding on top of it, yes. I'll just tell them to be okay with it.
You really are related to Iron Guard, aren't you?
How many times have I heard of that now?
You know, I have this strange feeling that it becomes very evident at some point, because you're like the 5th person to tell me that after I say something that seems completely normal to me, but all of the rest of everyone reacts as if I've said something crazy.
I do believe I know where one of
is
the
good.
4 wins. The pirate.
You? Oh, was it the dreaming thing?
Yes.
I thought you said Pyre Helm was destroyed.
Remember, my memory was an illusion.
Or no, that was a fake memory. Okay. Yeah.
Isn't that the town by... It's off the coast, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Near another island. Large.
Mm.
You live near the Undying.
Undying?
Mhm.
It's where Malthus took his residence after the fight years ago, once he was restored to full power. Once the man of Miras no longer had power in this realm. He put you there so that way you would cause him a nuisance. He is heckin'. And you notice she gets lost in thought for a moment.
He mentioned that too,
Oh.
actually.
What is the rest of your intent? I know this one will go wherever I say.
Considering I was lied to most of my life and betrayed, best I walk with the group at wherever that waves flow.
I would like to continue to see the world and be able to save people and learn things about not inside of castles. Hopefully with a dinosaur now. Maybe one of the
No.
big flying ones? What about the birds? They're
No.
slightly different. Are you more keen to let people become
Asger,
bird nests?
Asger, please stop.
Hmm?
You're not getting a flying ship. You're not getting a dinosaur ride.
I already have a flying ship.
Mhm.
She looks to Zestrava.
I know I'll go wherever Aster goes, but I fear that there's great trouble brewing in the world. And I don't know if we're strong enough to stop it. I was hoping we could come here and maybe find something, but I guess I was wrong.
Mila's just like, no.
Make a persuasion check, Zestrava. haven't seen him. Oh,
Yeah, this was exactly the wrong thing to say to her. I'll like, what fix them? You defend home? And sort of like on tiptoes.
she looks to Cypher with a it's very hard to see, besides when the Bodak was mentioned, it's hard to see her emotions. She's a very guarded individual, but she doesn't seem to have taken kindly to Sestravo's statements.
Okay, there's no lightning yet. This is a good
Look,
sign.
I'm just here because this group keeps leading me to info I'm after, and they're quite a fun bunch to travel with, and I've known Sestrava for years. And you know, the 4 creatures waking up could have been much worse, but our interference, we stopped them from having a nice little foothold. If anything, they're probably a little lost, disoriented, don't know the time or date or any of that good stuff. So any bit of help could be nice, and just think, you help us a little bit, we get off your island faster, and my friend doesn't steal a dinosaur. It's a win-win for everyone.
She's not stealing a dinosaur.
Asker just looks at Shirku and just goes, shh.
Asker, you don't know the basics. You don't know how to incubate at a 3 parts fire, water, 3 parts fire, water, 7 parts water solution. You don't have the way to do this.
Asker just looks at you and goes, that's why I have you, and then I'll write it down so that I can do it 100
I don't
more
know
times.
how to do it either.
My assistance to you all is going to be twofold. First, I will let you keep Mila to help you on your travels.
I will help them. And hunt the beds.
The second is if you intend to go to Pyrehelm, I can get you within about a 2-day journey there.
Ooh.
If we do head there, we'll have to be on the watch for demons. They like to swarm around in northern.
The 2 of
area
us can
that
handle
concept.
demons, Shirku.
The
She
smaller
looks in, like,
demons, yes. but
Seems to be fun.
much more dangerous ones around.
The light of Clomine will protect us.
You all did like to keep calling her Plomine.
It's kind of the name that I grew up with to some degree, but it still feels right.
Ellen was a powerful one. So, that said, that's where you intend to go, is to Pyrehelm.
The start.
Seems like you'll have some interesting answers.
Then, and she touches a tree, and you watch as the tree shape changes into a door archway. Away you go.
Mila will encourage the rest of the group along.
It might not be intelligent, or most of the time I'm rude. However, thank you for your hospitality. Had your time talking with us.
She lets you all go through the
Oh.
portal.
Oh, Mila's gonna say things.
And before Mila leaves,
Okay.
she stops you and then closes the portal.
Oh yeah, like Mila was waiting.
I'll reopen one for you in a moment.
Mm-hmm. Like, sort of. Yes?
Your friend Shirku,
Mm-hmm. He's really cool and really strong. And he has the good instincts, like you were saying, and like that battle sense.
he has been touched by the mirror. as he grows stronger, you're going to have to keep an eye out for whether or not he's going to betray you. Gaelic Iron Guard at one point betrayed us all. It has and can happen.
Okay, just... Okay. I'm a little confused, like, was the Iron Guard good? Is Mirror bad?
Iron God joined the mirror for a little bit at one point, and before he flipped back to our side. It was...
Okay, so the Mirror Man is against you.
Yes. The
Okay.
Mirror Man is against every living thing that is on this planet.
So I should destroy the Mirror Man things.
If you're able to. He is here. He is a outside force, I've learned. A corruption upon this land.
Oh.
Seeking in to find ways to affect it from a realm far away.
Yeah, and I'm sorry I didn't understand the things that you were wanting.
It's fine, child. I understand that being away from home isn't an easy thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's why
Yeah,
I'm
but you're
good.
keeping it safe.
There's nothing that'll come here that's a danger. She pulls out a small basin and hands it to you. Once a month, this will allow you to communicate with me. Fill it with water and speak my name 3 times.
What's the item?
A basin, a small little basin, like a bowl.
Just writing that down before I forget, and she'll be a little like full fingers, be appraising this, and yeah, seem like pretty pleased and slight, and then put it away and.
She also then reaches her hand out, and you watch as a staff that you've seen her walking with every once in a while, it comes from the ground. At the top of it, there's a gemstone, a couple of different gemstones, and she like touches her hand to it, and you watch as like a little shard appears from it, and she has it float. And then you watch, as you go to poke it, she actually forces it, and you feel it go into your chest. That'll help you a little bit as
We'll
well.
be very startled.
Now, go and rejoin your friends as the portal appears again.
Yes.
On the other side...
Oh, and I wanted to say... I'm sorry I didn't explain to them why, like, all of the vanishing things, and I'm sorry they asked you stupid questions like that.
They're mortals.
And we have work to do.
Yes. Now go, my child. And she opens
Boing,
the portal
boing,
back.
boing.
On the other side, you guys watched as the portal
And
closed.
kiss on Havoc.
Havoc,
Kiss on Havoc.
Havoc, like,
Bye.
looks up and is like all, like, happy and sad at the same time. And then as you're leaving, you watch as Anna reaches down and lets Havoc get picks Havoc up with a hand, as her hand changes into something that more you look, and it almost looks like a dragon's claw as she picks up Havoc.
And it looks like what?
A dragon's claw.
Aww.
As the portal closes.
Which color?
Gold.
Is it the green one? Okay. Very good. has no relevant information on that, so yeah.
Mhm.
And so
Um,
Mila pops out the other side. Do we find demons?
On the other side, as you guys all, as the last one of you, Asker was the last one because he wanted to keep looking at some of the dinos and stuff like that to walk through. You
Esker's
watch.
like holding out her hand with a ration, like, come on, follow it through the portal.
No one follows. And then you watch as you're holding your hand, and the portal disappears before Mila's there. And you four are stuck for about a minute without Mila.
Asker, well, as I wrote in text chat there, Asker on the other side goes, I swear one day I'm going to have night birds. They were so cool.
No,
You're free to ask
you're not.
Mila about it, but she will assure you.
While we're waiting for Mila to arrive, Shirku is going to look around the area, scanning around for potential dangers and the like, and what the time of day, because different part of the world.
Definitely a different part of the world. When you left, it would have been around midday, and now it's just. Let's see, that would be. It's still dark actually outside.
That's dangerous. That is time for danger.
Asker goes, we have that crystal. Do you think that we should tell Kai and them that they don't need to circle the island for us anymore?
That would be a good idea.
Yes, it would. Also, everyone keep your guard up. It's dark.
Yeah, Mila had forgotten, but very good that you didn't break the orb on the island, because that's like, this is how we start a war.
As you as you say, keep your eye out for danger. You hear, and then you hear a as Mila lands.
Come back, Mila. It's nighttime out here. You know what that means.
And Mila and Shirku seem to like know their stances and keeping an eye out, and it's like, well, maybe we just dig a spot for tonight.
Oh, we need a place to rest.
I can't really see here.
It'd be best, yes.
Alright.
Better to move during the day.
Well, I look around and say, let's find a small clearing, and I will erect a tiny hut for us. That way we can sleep beneath it.
Oh, you have that spell. Oh yeah, I remember you using it once. Nice. Good to know.
Yes.
Make sure the clearing's a bit hidden, obscured.
Yeah. And I'll also try to make, I think I'm allowed to make the inside like a different color, so I will make it like darker inside so we are less easy to see.
Okay.
But it'll still be transparent to the outside from the inside.
Okay.
Alright. And I'm gonna set that hunter's trap again, somewhere in another bush nearby.
Okay. As you guys go and are waiting, it's about an hour passes, and then you start getting the first rays of sunshine from the east. Is there any other talks or anything like that as you guys wait for the dawn of a new day?
That reminds me. Before asking a potential deity to leave their home, the help or ask for help, it'd probably be a better idea to ask for enchantments or an item to
Oh,
help.
no,
along
that-
the way.
That sort of thing. So, I'm sorry, I kept on forgetting to tell you guys the story, but so, years and years and years ago, everyone would go to an Astriana with their problems. Need you to do this, we need you to do that. Then they'd have her do things and then blame her on things and be mean to her. Even so, which just isn't fair and isn't right.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
All the same, it's a choice. We're not forcing her to do anything. Not that we could. But...
And so, yeah. And so, it's just important to do things yourselves more. But we're all the way over here now.
Again. Again, right? We're on,
You are on.
This is
Well,
further.
As-
we're more north now.
You're at where Asker is on the map.
Let's see.
That reminds me, we're further north on the continent.
We are
See-
hella north.
We've seen
More
less-
likely you'd be there. Actually.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, that's far north.
There we go.
We've
Is it number 4? That's
we've,
Fire helm? Yeah.
we've faced lesser demons,
Yeah,
but the stronger demons are closer north.
but now we have a larger squad than the two of us, and we're gonna have to get stronger if we're going to set the master mirror right.
And we'll have to hurry about getting stronger.
So we'll fight and get stronger.
Okay.
But yeah, let's get you all to bed with a wall wire. What not will?
I mean, it's
Or
almost
bedtime story.
morning.
Ooh, very good.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we can just sit there and rest a little bit before it gets to day, and then just head out and travel for the next night.
But yeah. And so, Nostriana hated the fairy who kept on asking her to do things for them, and they'd never do anything for her or thank her or anything. And the humans were cruel, and they'd eat the children and munch the trees and also be demanding. And so, eventually, and I think it was, yeah, that nobody helped her when someone important to her died, and so she brought the ocean over the island and crushed them, drowned them out. But little shifters at the time, we gathered the seeds of the trees and the nests and everything, and we swam against the current. We made our way through the stormy breezes.
If that is indeed the case, then
And in the end,
that is indeed the case on her story, then I actually
Yeah.
blame her for her
After
action.
that, the island was in a really bad shape because it was poisoned by the ocean. And so we spent 100 years cleaning out the soil and planting new trees and clearing out the rotting ones. And over thousands of years, we made our home someplace that was nice for us.
I see.
Okay.
Yes.
Then I wouldn't. Yeah, that explains and is quite understandable her distrust for all those things.
Yeah. We planted pretty much every tree.
And with that, I think we're gonna leave it for the night and have us start up as you guys start your new day for the second time for the dawn of this day within the last 24 hours for you guys.
Oh yeah.
That works.
Adventuring to Pyrehelm.
Back
The night
where
went really
Churchill was
fast.
born.
Just a bit.
That's what happens when you lose those time zones.
I think you all, yeah, I was gonna say you guys only had about an hour or two until it was dawn, since it was about midday there. I was like, yeah, time zone, that sounds about right. So, I thank you all very much for joining us. I hope you all had a good time enjoying it as well. And we will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.